Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.stampinup.net. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm playing with the Everyday Details stamp set. So something you need to know about me is I am a tea-aholic. I love a good cup of tea and it's like my staple of the day. 3 or 4 in the morning before work even starts, I need my cups of tea. So I'm loving this stamp set because it brings my love of florals and blending and teacups. So I'm stamping the teacup from this set onto a piece of basic white cardstock and I'm going to be colouring it in. I'm going to be colouring it in using Pretty Peacock. This is Dark Pretty Peacock. And I'm just going over where the darker parts of the cup are. So one of the things for Stampin' Up that makes it great for colouring is they always include little sketches of where the dark should go. So wherever you see that shading, that's where you want to put your darker colour. I'm now coming in with Pretty Peacock Light, and you can see that I'm just going over where I've put the dark and I'm dragging it just a little bit further across the teacup, doing the bits at the bottom, and I'm just going across from the outside in. Now I haven't gone all the way to the edge in the first go because I'm blending the colours across. You can see there's still bits of white on there, and that's where I'm coming in with Lost Lagoon, and this is light Lost Lagoon, and I'm just colouring in the edges of the teacup so that there is proper shading going on here, and you can see it's dark on the sides, light in the middle, and the colours blend so nicely together. And then I'm going to be doing the handle as well. I love a good blending session. They are so fun and I love watching the colours merge into each other. So if you are getting into blends, give yourself freedom. Stamp yourself a couple of different stamps and just play. See how you can merge it every different time. Have a few darks and lights, but don't be afraid to use different colours. Okay, so I use Moody Mauve for the ribbon across, and I'm now using Granny Apple Green for the leaves, and I'm coming in with the light and the dark. So I've done the dark on the one side, the light on the other side. And then for the flower, I'm coming in with a little bit of bubble bath. So I just popped the dot in the middle, and then I'm using the light bubble bath around the outsides. I've gone in with a little bit of light Moody Mauve just to add some tone in the centre that matches the ribbon, so it looks like it matches. And then round the outside, I am going around with light Smoky Slate. Now, the reason I do this is twofold. I want to cut this out and add it onto the card, but I don't want to have a white halo. And what I mean by that is sometimes when you die cut things or you cut things, it doesn't cut exactly on the line where you were colouring. So you get a little bit of the white paper on show around the side, which I call a halo. I didn't want it to be totally white. I did want it to be a slightly different colour so that it doesn't look like I've miscut. And also it adds that shadow, so it definitely makes it pop when you put it on the card. Even if you're going to be sticking it out with dimensionals, it will still look like it's got a shadow behind it. It will look like it's sticking out higher. So I'm cutting around all of it, fussy cutting. The tip to fussy cutting is to use the inner blade of your scissors. Don't use the end tip. Go all the way down, use the inner blade and just move the image around. You don't want to close the scissors fully. And there you are. Isn't that cute? Now my little teacup looks quite small on the card, so I'm going to be making it look a little bit bigger by adding a little bit of texture in the background. So I'm using Lost Lagoon for this. I have just stamped a couple of these little crisscrosses on the background of the card, just a few of them behind where this image is going to be. And you can see how that's took it from a small image on a great big white canvas to still a small image, but it looks bigger, it spreads across the canvas and it looks at home. So then you want to add a sentiment. So I have grabbed this sentiment here. I'm going to be stamping it in Memento ink. I'm popping it onto a piece of scrap paper and then I'm going to cutting you out. So it's wishing you so much joy on your special day, which I really quite like. And you can see I'm fussy cutting around this as well to add it on to the page. Now you could have stamped this flat on the page, that would have also looked lovely, but I wanted something that I could sort of stack a bit and put over the one side, and therefore decided to cut it out and add it on as a layer. I'm going quite close to the font just because I want it to be the font talking as a bubble rather than a big piece of sentiment. So you can add that on next to your teacup. And I just really like this. I just think it's cool. So to finish it off, I'm just going to chop 1 centimetre off this side and 1 centimetre off the top. Okay, so I'm going to add it then to some Pretty Peacock paper. So this was 10.5 by 14.8. It's now 13.3 by 9. And I'm cutting out a piece of Pretty Peacock that's 9.5 by 13, no, that's 10 by 14.3. So this will sit 1 centimetre around the edge like that. Okay, so a piece of white is 9 centimetres by 13.3 and the Pretty Peacock is 10 centimetres by 14.3. And then when you have your card base, my card base is a piece of thick basic white cut in half and scored in half. So the actual front of that is 10.5 by 14.8. So you're going to have a layer of white, a layer of Pretty Peacock, and then you're going to have your topper on the top. Add some embellishments. These are the basic dots. These are they're on the retiring list, so make sure you get them if you like them. Everything I've used is from my store, and that's where you'll find them on the discounted aisle. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please do subscribe for more crafty inspiration. Let me know if you enjoyed the video because I do love reading all of your comments. And as I said, all items are available from my store, slimandstylish.stampinup.net. Bye all.